Have you ever wondered what it might be like to be like God? I've thought about it. And one person that I know I cannot be is Jesus Christ. I'm not going to come to this earth and die for you. It's not going to be me. It cannot be me. I won't do it. God will not even be God. Please, can this cup pass over me? I will just fling the cup to one side. Hey guys, I'm here and I am going to be preaching today. But trust me, it's the best sermon you've ever heard. It's going to be very interesting. So sit tight, relax, and let's begin. Well, first off, introduction. My name is Anne. I am many things to different people in various spaces, but most importantly, all day, every day, I am a child of God. Yes. How many of you know the movie Bruce Almighty? It was something I used to watch in my childhood. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. I kind of liked it, and even though some people felt the movie was one kind because they tried to, personalize God, and we'll leave all those religious arguments out of the way. I'm sure most of you know the story, but if you don't, basically God gives all his power to this guy named Bruce to do whatever he wants. Yes. Not surprisingly, he made a real mess of everything. His relationships, his life, that part of the world, that he was overseeing and all that. And he realized that being God is a very tough gig. Yeah. Have you ever wondered what it might be like to be like God? Yeah, I know a lot of times we say, oh, thank God God is not man. Like, we feel like if men were God, they were going to oppress us or one thing. But have you ever imagined you being God? Me, I've thought about it. And one person that I know I cannot be is Jesus Christ. Because I'm not going to come to this earth and die for you. It's not going to be me. It cannot be me. I won't do it. I don't like nonsense. By the time the Pharisees start talking about me left, right, center, I'm going to leave. I'm not going to do it again. I don't used to like all these messy situations. I'll not go to the cross and die for you. They will not flog me. Once they flog me like this, Tawai on my back, I'm done. They say I'm not doing it again. No, will not even be God. Please, can this cup pass over me? I will just fling the cup to one side. Okay, so I'm already disqualified. Whenever I think of it, I already know that being God it's not easy. So even though God comes to me and is like, come and do my job for a day. If you're God, I wanted to say that when people come to me with their problems and everything, I will have headache, but God cannot have headache, or when you tell somebody, do this thing, and they are just deaf. Don't worry, we're going to get into it anyways. But funny enough, there was somebody, in scripture that God actually said, I want you to know what it means to be like me. But this time around, God did not give this person, this character, all his powers and all of that. But God gave him some sort of window to just peep and see how it feels like to be like him. And just like Bruce Almighty, this person actually realized that it's actually very tough being God, And he wrestled with this question: how do you make someone love you? It's easy to love someone, but how do you make them love you? Yeah. So let's talk about this story in the Old Testament about a guy named Hosea or Hosea. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it should be Hosea now, as in ear and ear. But anyways, this guy ended up becoming the prophet that God would use, to demonstrate or to communicate to humanity some quite incredible truths about what it means or what it's actually like to be God. However, for Hosea, the personal cost of carrying this message, it was almost too much to bear emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically. It took a toll on him. So I'm going to start reading from Hosea 1, verse 2 to 3. And then it says, when the Lord began to speak through Hosea, the Lord said to him, go and marry a woman who is a prostitute and have children who would come from this unfaithfulness. This will represent how the land of Israel has abandoned me and become a prostitute to other masters. So Hosea married a woman named Gomer. She became pregnant and gave birth to his son. Let's pause right there. Did God just tell Hosea to go and marry a prostitute? I mean, in Nigerian lingua, we call it ashawo or ashewo. God actually just told somebody to You know, I really love God, and I really love how God is just God, and God is very unpredictable sometimes, Uh, because if this story was not in the Bible, and somebody came and told you, God said I should marry a prostitute, everybody's going to cast out that demon, like left, right, center. They're not going to want to think of it that what if God is trying to teach a lesson? What if God is trying to do? Nobody is going to approve of it. Your family members will say, God forbid. Your pastor will do deliverance for you. Do you understand? But God is just awesome in his ways. Okay? How would you feel instead of the beautiful partner that you're meant to marry? As a guy, you look forward to your wedding day. You have an imagination of, oh, this very beautiful, clean person I'm going to marry to, and then God tells you, go and marry a prostitute. How are you going to feel? That's the first deal breaker. Number one, And no matter how odd and awkward this seemed, Hosea, in his obedience, he obeyed God and married a prostitute. And they had 3 kids, 2 sons and a daughter. The third of these children, Hosea named Lo Ami, which means not mine. Like he actually named the child not mine. But this child is not mine. That was the name that was given to the child. This because not quite long after they got married, Goma started to be unfaithful to Hosea. As per the prostitute that she is, she went on to be with another partner, and then another, and then another, and then another, and then she finally went back to the streets where she belongs. I mean, while she was in Hosea's house, she was just saying, the street is calling my name. I'm going to the streets.
Listen, the streets are calling my name. I'm going to the streets. This summer, I'm going to the streets.
Oh, so yeah, she ended up falling back into prostitution. Now let's look at second chances. You might, expect that Hosea at this point would cut his losses with Goma and be like, oh, madam, go your way. Don't come and give me a headache in this life, all right? And then he's going to go his way. But God had other ideas. So the story continues in Hosea chapter 3, verse 1 to 2. And then it says, go again. This is God speaking to Hosea. He says, go again and love the woman who is loved by someone else and is adulterous. Care for her and protect her, just as I love the people of Israel, even though they are unfaithfully turning to other gods and selfishly eating sacred raisin cakes in their honor. So I paid the price for this woman, less than I would pay to own a slave. This is Hosea speaking now. 6 ounces of silver, about 10 bushels of barley. So Hosea said to the woman, you're going to live with me for a long time. I didn't buy you just for my own pleasure. And I'm not going to cast you aside, but I'm not going to let you commit adultery again. Wow. It's funny how, God actually makes Hosea to go and buy his wife from somebody else, his own wife that he had married. Maybe he had even paid bride price on her head, who knows, but he had to buy her again from somebody else at a price. What does that remind you of? The New Testament, how Jesus had to come and pay a price. Let's not go into that, but you get it. That's why they always say that the Old Testament is a shadow of the things to come. So God tells Hosea to take Goma back, even though she has had multiple affairs. So this Goma that is a sex addict, that is an adulteress, that is a prostitute, is given a second chance. Yes. So Hosea pays the price, to purchase her from her pimp, and then he takes her in again as his wife, without any guarantee that she's going to go back into the streets, that she's going to go back and be unfaithful all over again. He wasn't sure that she wasn't going to do it, but he had to pay that price and take her back, whatever cost it was. Like, what a messed up story. I mean, you're wondering, why would God do this to this man? Like, so much pain. Imagine how Hosea must have felt. Somebody that left him, abandoned the children, ran to the streets and was misbehaving up and down, and he had to take her back. My dear, we're going somewhere. And perhaps this is what God was thinking. Okay, Hosea, you're a prophet, yeah? It's your job to understand me and to reveal me to people. It's your job to, reveal my heart to people. So I want you to understand just what it is like to make someone with their own free will to be able to love you and to remain faithful to you.